Now the features of the paranasal sinuses, individual features. We have discussed earlier, it is the general features. Now it is the FS frontal sinus, ethmoidal sinus, maxillary sinus and the sphenoidal sinus. First, the frontal sinus. The frontal sinus, as you know, it is present in the pair. It is present between the outer and the inner table of the ischiumous part of the frontal bone. It is present in the frontal bone. That is why it is known as the frontal sinus. In the frontal bone, it is present between the outer and the inner table, deep to the medial part of the superciliary arch. This is the superciliary arch. In the osteology class, you remember, above the supraorbital margin there is a prominent region where the eyebrows present, and this is known as the superciliary arch. So the frontal sinus is present deep to the medial part or medial end of the superciliary arch. Both the frontal sinuses are triangular in shape and they are separated by the interosteal septa that is deviated to the one side, either right or left side. So they are unequal size. Both the frontal sinus are not equal size. Now the some important relations. As we discussed earlier, the frontal sinus is situated above the orbit. So its floor is formed by the roof of the orbit. Roof of the orbit forms the floor of this frontal sinus, while the posterior wall, it is thin and it is related with the meninges, and it is the frontal lobe of the cerebrum. It is the frontal lobe that is present in the anterior cranial fossa. The posterior wall is directed towards the anterior cranial fossa and it is related with the meninges and the frontal lobe of the cerebrum. Now the nerve supply. It is a sensory supply. It is the supraorbital nerve. The supraorbital nerve. Remember the osteology class? Above the orbit, superior margin of the orbit, there is the supraorbital foramen, supratrochlear notch, and through this foramen it is the supraorbital nerve. It is a branch of the frontal division of the ophthalmic nerve. That is the supraorbital nerve and the supply the frontal sinus. And this is the region, in case of the frontal sinusitis, the inflammation of the sinus known as the sinusitis, the pain is radiated or feel in the forehead region because both have the common nerve supply. Now this frontal sinus opens into the middle meatus. If you remember the lateral wall of the nose, there are three features present in the middle meatus. Middle meatus deep to the beneath the middle concha, that is the middle meatus. There are three features. It is the ethmoidal bulla, hiatus semilunaris, and it is the infundibulum. Infundibulum. These are the three features present in the middle meatus. Now the hiatus semilunaris, it is the deep semicircular sulcus situated deep to the ethmoidal bulla. This is the ethmoidal bulla and this sulcus. Now its anterior end is connected with a blind diverticulum. This is known as the infundibulum. So this frontal sinus either directly or through the frontonasal duct opens into the ethmoidal infundibulum, and through this ethmoidal infundibulum it opens into the anterior end of this hiatus semilunaris. Now the ethmoidal sinus. This ethmoidal sinus present in the ethmoidal labyrinth. It is present in the ethmoidal bone, and they are present as a small air cell cavity that range from 3 to 18 in numbers. Small air cell cavities, and they are present on the east side, medial to the orbit, and this appears like a honeycomb appearance. It gives honeycomb appearance. They are present in the group bunch 3 to 18 on each side, and they are situated between, if the medial boundary, it is medially bounded by the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. Lateral wall of the nasal cavity forms the medial boundary, while the medial wall of the orbit forms the lateral boundary. Means it is situated between the orbit and the upper part of the lateral wall of the nose. We have discussed earlier, it is divided into the 3 groups. It is present into the groups, 3 groups. Anterior group, it contains 1 to 11 air cells, while the middle group 1 to 3 air cells, while the posterior it ranges from 1 to 7 air cells groups on each side. So it is divided into 3 groups. Nerve supply, it is supplied by the anterior and the posterior ethmoidal nerve. Remember, the nerve supply of the nasal cavity means the lateral wall of the nose and the nasal septum, same nerves. It is the anterior and the posterior ethmoidal nerve. They are also branch of the ophthalmic nerve. Ophthalmic nerve. Now the drainage. These are present in the 3 groups. Now the anterior group. This anterior group drains into the middle meatus. Like the frontal sinus, it also drains into the ethmoidal infundibulum, and through infundibulum it drains into the anterior part of the hiatus semilunaris. Now this middle group also drains into the middle meatus. In middle meatus, where it drains on the ethmoidal bulla or its upper margin of the ethmoidal bulla. So this middle group of the ethmoidal sinus drains on the ethmoidal bulla that is present into the middle meatus. Now this posterior group, it is separate. It is present in the posterior group of the clinically divided sinuses. It is drains into the superior meatus. Superior meatus situated underneath the superior concha, superior turbinates. So this anterior and the middle group drains into the middle meatus, while the posterior group drains into the superior meatus. Now the maxillary sinus. The maxillary sinus, it is also known as the antrum of Haimori. Antrum of Haimori. This is the largest sinus. Out of the 4 sinus, the largest sinus is the maxillary sinus. It is present into the body of the maxilla. Body of the maxilla. And this is the sinus which appear first during the intrauterine life. It appears about 3rd month of the intrauterine life. So it is the largest sinus and the sinus which appear first. It is pyramidal in shape. The shape of the sphenoidal and the sphenoidal sinus is variable, while it is triangular and it is pyramidal in shape. So, it has the base. The base is directed medially. Medially where? Towards the lateral wall of the nose. While the apex, it is directed laterally towards the zygomatic process of the maxilla or zygomatic bone. Roof. As we discussed earlier, the maxillary sinus is situated below the orbit. So its roof is formed by the floor of the orbit. It is the floor of the orbit that separates the sinus from the eyeball. While the floor is directed downwards and it is related with the alveolar process of the maxilla. Alveolar process of maxilla, where the sockets, teeth sockets are present, and there is a gomphosis joint is formed. So the floor of this sinus normally related with the root of the second and third molar. Root of the second and the third molar teeth are separated by thin plate by this sinus. In the old age, when the sinus is enlarged in size, it comes in relation with the first molar and second premolar teeth. And that is why in case of the dental caries, there is a chances of inflammation of the maxillary sinus, or in case of the dental infection. Now the nerve supply.